Hi Ian, hope you're well. Just wanted to give you your handover video. So here we go. I'm going to run through the sort of basics first, rather than trying to bombard you with loads of information about how everything works, but we'll do the sort of basics first, and then just sort of point out how all the other little bits and pieces work. But really it's just a good job to try and get you up and going. So starting with the absolute basics, this is the key here. The unlock button is at the very, very top, as you'll see. The lock button is actually the BMW badge, which it does actually show you the little padlock there, but a lot of people don't see that. So yeah, as far as the key goes, unlock, lock, and then if you press and hold the boot button, that will automatically open from there as well. So you just press and hold that one. That's the only sort of major difference on that. And if you press and hold it again, it will close down. So with the car locked, because the car has keyless entry, you just walk up to it, and you can either just obviously unlock the car as normal by pressing the button, but as this car has keyless entry, all you have to do, as long as the key is in the proximity of the car, is just put your hand on the door handle, and you'll hear that unlock there, and the car is now unlocked, and you can get in and start the car. So you don't need to press anything. You just walk up, press your hand on the door handle, and that will open. To lock the car when you get out of it, again, you either press the button on the key on the BMW logo, or press your finger. You just see those little ridges on the top. If you press that, then the car is locked there as well. So and obviously you'll hear it audibly lock, as well as the lights flash as well on the mirrors and the indicators, as I'll show you there. So that's pretty much it on the locking. The fuel filler is there's no key or anything on there. You open it up. That is locked if the car is locked. So if the car's locked, you won't be able to open it. And when the car's unlocked, you can just press it to open it. That's just a simple twist to put fuel in, and then you close it and just push that one closed there as well. So like I said, if the car is locked, then you won't be able to open it. But as long as it's unlocked, then it's all fine. With the boot, again, so I've showed you the using it on the key. You can also use the little release button just on the back there, as you would normally see. So just press that, and then you have two options up here. So one is just to close the boot, and the other one is if you've just arrived somewhere, you've just taken your bag out, and you want to lock the car and walk away. You can press that. The car will lock, and then the boot will come down automatically. So you've got those two options there, but most of the time you just press the close button, and that will work perfectly. So I think that's pretty much it on the outside. If we open the car up, you've obviously got the power folding mirrors on the outside. Those are controlled by this button here. So that'll go in, and just press that again to go out. You've obviously got your electric windows all controlled over here, so front and rear, and then the child locks at the back. And then with the mirror, you just choose left or right, depending on which mirror you want to change, and then up and down like that. So that's all pretty standard and normal. The car has automatic headlights, so we just leave this is the off position. Just leave it in auto all the time. The lights will come on as and when they're required, and not during the bright sunshine. And they'll stay on a little bit when you get out and lock the car, just to sort of guide you home, and they'll turn off after about 30 seconds or something. If you do want to override the lights, you've got side lights there, and then main lights on that one, and then you've got front and rear fog lights as well. But in all honesty, just leave that in auto, and you'll be absolutely fine. The electric seats, so they are adjustable. It's actually easier to see it from this angle rather than when you're sat in the car. So this actually corresponds to an actual seat. So this is for the base, that's for the back, that's your headrest there, and then this bit is actually for the front section of the seat. So that, if you think about that as essentially forming the main seat, if you push this one, the top bit comes out there. If you want to lift the base, you just do that, and up it comes, and down, and then you've got your backrests and everything there as well. These are lumbar supports to push out on your back. But once you've got yourself in to the car and nice and comfortable, got your seat to exactly how you want it, and also the wing mirrors are set to where you want it as well, then we can set the memory. Now the memory also will function on the electric steering column. So with this switch down here, we just move this one forwards and backwards, up and down, and the steering wheel will move to your position. So once all of that's done, you come across here to the memory bit and you press set and then 1, or set and 2, depending on if you set up for multiple drivers and things like that. And then whenever you get back into the car, if somebody else has been driving it and the seats all moved around and you've put your setting on number 1, you just press and hold number 1 and the seats will move back to where they should be. And it will also, like I said, remember the memory for the steering column and also your mirrors as well. So I hope that bit all makes sense. In terms of starting the car, you put your foot on the brake. Again, it's keyless inside as well, so you don't need to actually physically put the key anywhere, and you just press and hold the start-stop button, and the engine kicks in then. Okay. All the lights and everything like that will come up on here, just to show you that that everything's working, and any warnings, things like obviously telling you that the door's open and stuff like that, is all on there. The indicators, as where they should be. So quite normal, just push all the way up for normal indicators. It also has lane change indicators as well, so if you just touch it once, then it will just do 3 flashes. So I'll just do that again. So it's just for if you're coming off a roundabout or something like that. Like I said, you just have to tap it, it's fine. Or if you want them on permanently, just move it all the way up. So that should all be fine. The windscreen wipers, again, are automatic, so as soon as it starts raining, you just press the button on the outside and the light will come on and tell you that the automatic windscreen wipers are on, and that just means that it'll regulate them depending on how heavy the rain is and how fast you're going and things like that as well. Again, if you want to override them, you just keep pushing up, and then the further up you push, the faster the wipers get. It's as simple as that. On the steering wheel, we have your volume control, up and down, and then this one here will change the radio station that you're on. You can actually see it coming up on the head-up display there. So if you wanted to choose smooth, chill for instance, you do that, roll it up and down until you're ready, and then you can just use it as a button and you click down on it and it will change the radio station. That will also work if you're listening to a CD or to some music. That will go to the next track on the car. If your phone rings and you want to answer it, just press that, and it'll answer, and the same thing again to end the phone call. The top one up here is voice control. You just press this, wait for a second, and then you can say a command, so things like navigate to or something like that, and put in your sat nav directions. Like I said, I don't want to go too far into all of the bits and pieces because otherwise it's quite a lot of information to take in all at one point. So I can obviously give you a bit more information on all of those, but the voice control does work quite well. Across to here we have the cruise control. Now this is obviously the radar guided one, so we can set the cruise control at a speed, and it will come up. This is active cruise control ready, and that's the speed that you're currently doing. So if you're doing 60 miles an hour, you press that and the cruise control will be set to 60. If a car in front of you is only doing 50, the radar will pick it up at the front and slow you down to 50 behind the car, so that so it would just hold you back. As soon as that car moves out of the lane, the cruise control will automatically then take you slowly back up to 60 miles an hour. Obviously at any point you can cancel it just by dabbing your foot on the brake, and that will cancel the cruise control, but again it won't allow you to drive into the back of somebody because it obviously has the guidance on the front, to ensure that it maintains a safe distance behind there. You can change the distance that you follow by pressing this, and it will actually come up here and show you on the display how close you've got the cruise control set. Other bits and pieces, your heated steering wheel function is turned on from down there with the red light, so as soon as that's on, the steering wheel heating is on. And if we come across to the main part here, you've got all of your climate control. So each one of these two here, the left and the right hand one, left hand one will change the temperature for the passenger side, this will change the temperature for the driver's side. In order to increase the rate of the fans, you can press them up or down to make the fans stronger. This selects where the where the blowers will work, so you just sort of cycle through that. So that's down at your feet, that's down at feet and top, and that's top, feet and face. Auto will basically set the temperature to regulate, so it'll be blowing slightly warmer on this side, slightly cooler on this side, in order to get the mean temperature between the two of them. So just by pressing that, it will regulate it. Obviously you only do that with the windows shut, otherwise it's not able to regulate it as normal. You won't do any damage, it won't be very effective, that's all. Heated front windscreen, that automatically puts it onto the full-blown blowers. And then that's the normal heated rear screen with the elements in it and all that kind of stuff that works over there. The sync button will basically put the two temperatures together. So as you see, that's just moved to 23. So you're on 23 and 20, press sync, and that one's gone to 23, just so that it maintains the same temperature throughout. Again, on this side, you've got where the fans blow out from, and also the strength of the fans as well, so it just gives a lot more control for the passenger over their own heating. The heated seats on either side for both the front occupants, they're 3-stage, so that's hot, medium, not so hot, and off. Just do that one again, so that's maximum, medium, minimum, and off. And then you also have up here, just you can move this automatically up here. It's just more of a kind of a visual and easier to do. And if you're feeling too warm, just move that to the colder setting there. This is just a cup holder area with also a 12-volt socket and cigarette lighter as well. And then I think actually handily, is that for your key? It is, yeah. So you can actually, if you're struggling to find somewhere to put your key while you're driving along, you can just put it in there so you don't lose it. Down on here we have the different driving modes. So again, they pretty much do as they say on the tin. So you have comfort at the bottom here, as all the way down to the bottom is your most efficient one for Eco Pro. And then as we go up through the menus, we have comfort, and then sport, and then sport plus. But that removes parts of the traction control, so I wouldn't necessarily use that. Most of the time you would just drive the car in comfort, and that should suffice for pretty much everything. So that's your driving mode buttons. Now the car has an electric handbrake. You pull this on as if you would a normal handbrake, and you'll see that the red lights just come on to show that that is on. In order to take it off, if the car's just in park, you can just push it down, and you might even hear it. I don't know if you can hear it if I put it on again. That's the noise of the handbrake going on and off. Or if the car's in drive, you can you just need to keep your foot on the brake to press it down. So off for down, and up, just like a normal handbrake basically. We also have auto hill hold, and this will stop you from rolling backwards on hills. But because it's an automatic, it doesn't really roll back anyway. So quite frankly, that's not really something that's required in my personal view, and not something that you would use very, very often. The camera button here, this is to turn on the front cameras, so that you'll see if you basically come up to a junction, you press that button, and that will enable you to look down the road. So you can see that the angle that it's at from here is actually showing you between the driver and the passenger door on the car that's parked right next to us there. So it's got a very, very wide angle, which is really useful. So that's what that's for. When you put the car into reverse, the reverse camera will automatically turn on, as you'll see from there as well. The gear stick itself, we have, so with a normal automatic, you'd normally have a release button at the top maybe, to slide that all the way down. That is on the side here. Okay, so if you're sat in the car without your foot on the brake or anything, there's nothing that you can do. You move it up and down, but it doesn't affect it. It stays in park, so you can see that the park one is there. So in order to put it into drive, you press your foot on the brake as you would in a normal automatic, and you press the release button and just pull it all the way down to the bottom, and you're now in drive, as you'll see. If we push it up, it's in neutral. Sorry, this is all the parking sensors beeping at me to tell me I'm about to crash into a wall. So, so you can keep pushing it up using the release button on the side, Now most automatics you would slide it all the way up to the top to put it into park. This is slightly different. The park is now a button, so you just, once you've stopped the car and you want to put it into park, just press P on the top. Again, that will put that car into park. The parking sensors go quiet, and that's all done. So just to recap, start the car, put it into drive, foot on the brake, release button and down, and when you're finished, just press park with the button there. This will become very, very natural to you after a couple of times of driving the car. I hope I'm not sort of overcomplicating it or anything like that. The main controller for the car is down here. This is called the Idrive. This twists left and right, so to be able to go up and down menus, as you can see from here. It also knocks to the right and knocks to the left, and sort of all around, and this will basically enable you to go into different menus and things like that. So if we hit radio, for instance, and then tap it to the right, it brings up the other menu there as well. Okay, so twist, knock if you need to get to the other menu, and then to say yes, a bit like a mouse, but you just click down on it as well. So again, if we're using it to look through radio stations, for instance, we're just twisting to go through here, and then if we want to have smooth country, come down and just click onto it, and then it will put the tick next to it. So again, very, very useful, very, very easy to use. Once you've done it a few times, it will feel extremely natural to you. The nice thing is with the iDrive, it's nowadays it has the buttons so that you can get straight through into the main menu. So we've got radio, media, and all that kind of stuff here. So press radio to get to radio. It's very, very simple, and everything comes up on there. Media would be for your CD drive, or for music that's streaming from your phone or something like that. Nav for navigation, and again, that all comes up on there as well. So all very, very simple to use. The navigation part, the destination input, you basically just fill in the blanks here. So if we're going to Hazelmere, come down to street, and you can start putting in letters by twisting and clicking. So if we want Church Road, for instance, church, you can keep on doing that. It also has handwriting recognition, so if you want to put R for road, you basically just write on there and it will come up. So all very, very useful. What else do we have? The main part of the menu up on here, if you come all the way down to settings, you basically have like the full control panel for the car, so you can go in there and change absolutely anything you want. And again, the same way of doing it, you just choose the one that you want to go into, and just use the dial to move around on the menus. Click down, increase the treble, click down to accept. And the nice thing is, a bit like on your internet browser, you've also got a back button here, so that you want to come back through the menu. This will return you all the way to the main section. So I think hopefully that's covered most of that. So the main way of learning is by playing with these things. Some of the additional bits that most 5 Series don't have, but this car is equipped with, obviously, this is the button here for your head-up display. So as you can see that projected onto the side of that car there, you can turn it off just by pressing the button. And then there's also a setting in here as well, where you can change parts of the, like for instance, how what height it's set at and things like that. So you'll actually see it moving up and down. And again, that will, all of the memory and everything like that will remember when you're driving it, what you're setting in preferences on there as well. So everything can be set up from there. We then have the lane departure assist. So this will vibrate the steering wheel if you drift out of lanes. If you don't like it, simply turn it off. Obviously the green lights show that it's on. This is the collision avoidance as well, so it's all part of the radar one. It will automatically dip the brakes when you're following somebody. And this one, I'm going to say I can't remember what it means. I'll look it up for you and let you know separately. I genuinely can't remember what the difference between that one and that one is. this one? Oh, I tell you what, that's exactly what that one is. Lane departure warning is the on the wing mirror over here. We have the little triangle, and when a car comes up behind you and it's basically in your blind spot, it will, as you can see from the part here, it will tell you that a car is approaching you in your blind spot. If you're sat in the middle lane, for instance, and you put your indicator, or in fact a car is coming up in the fast lane behind you, that triangle there on the mirror, that will basically flash red to say that it's not safe for you to change lanes. So that's what that one is. Glad we got there in the end. Everything else, sunroof control, first section takes the blind back. The second one will take the sunroof back, as we'll see from there. And then to close it, press it forwards. And if you want to tilt, just press it in so the tilts come like that. And then to close it, you just go that way again. And then back there with the blind. What else do we need to see? Hopefully that's covered most of the things. You also have a bonnet, a boot release just down here. You can press that to pop the rear trunk. To open the bonnet, just press the front there, pull the front there, which will pop the bonnet, and then bang in the centre is a lever which just pulls across to the right to unhook that, so you have access to the engine bay. Not really a lot of serviceable bits and pieces for you to do in here. Your screen wash, if you ever did need to jump start the car, you have the positive terminal there. The negative terminal is down there, as the battery's in the boot on there, so it basically runs through to the front. The oil is all checked inside the car. The car will automatically tell you if the oil is running low and everything like that. These engines really don't burn a lot of oil, so I can't imagine that you're going to need to top anything up at all in between services. And I think everything else is hopefully relatively car-like, but I'm obviously around at any point for you to give me a call and just ask me how anything works. I hope I haven't sort of overdone showing you the bits and pieces. Like I said, it's very intuitive the way that everything works, but I just wanted to sort of give you a bit of a head start. This is the normal sort of handover that we would do in non-COVID times, so just wanted to obviously help get you on your way with the car, and I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. So I hope that's all good for you. Like I said, any other questions, just please do let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. Thanks then, Ian. Take care.